May profits be upon you. Welcome to another weekly Forex Forecast. I am RT Money. I am your host. And let's get down to business. The first place we're going to look at is the US dollar index. The US dollar index. All right, because as the US dollar index moves, as the US dollar moves, so moves the rest of the major pairs because they're all weighed against the US dollar. Okay. Having said that, let's look at the monthly time frame, right? I've been showing you this for months, actually, for over a year. We're making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher low. Is this the potential higher low for the next higher high? That is the question. My mouse pad just got away from me. I don't know what the heck that's about. All right, so what I'm looking at is the price action at this support line of the ascending channel here. Okay, you see how precisely it's been hitting here. Boom, right? And look at the way these candles are tapping the support line of the ascending channel here. All right, comes down, boom, gets back above it, boom. Where's it? Yeah, it does extend down to the lower half of this zone. And where does it close? Right at the line. All right, where does it open? Right at the line. Where does it move up and then back down to and test precisely on that support line? And then we have the new month of May. It comes down, wicks down to the support line, and we're starting to turn bullish. The candle is starting to turn bullish very much in the beginning of this month, but I just want you to see what I see. The support line is holding, and if this is the potential uh, low or higher low for the next potential higher high, is holding. Yes, we've been in here for several months, a lot of months, over a year. All right, we've been here for a year. When is it going to break? That is a good question. We have all of this up here for the markets to come and rebalance. This is all in balance, and the markets have to rebalance. That's what the market does. All right. It has these all sellers involved. It has to offer fair value to buyers. This is how the markets work. Okay. So, am I thinking that we're bullish? No, this is bearish. Make no mistake about it. We had a very, very impulsive move, and we've been stuck in the bottom 25% of this trading range for the longest, waiting for it to correct this movement. All right. So, considering how last month closed as an inside bar to the previous month, this is March and this is April. April did not take out the high or low. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Did not take out the high of last month at all. It opened up, wicked, and pushed down. All right. Yeah, it swept the low of March. It swept the low of March, but it closed back within the range, which uh, suggests consolidation. All right. This one came down and wicked, did not take out the low as yet, did not take out the low of last month. And but we have the wick forming on the bottom, which means the probabilities at today, all right, just today, and probably for next week, the probabilities are that it may continue higher, as opposed to there's higher probability that it'll continue higher as opposed to moving lower because of that wick. We could erase that wick in less than a week, but as it is today, I'm looking at higher probabilities of the market moving higher, especially being that support line here is showing so much resiliency. All right. Now, I also want you to see that what does it say? The weekly shows a positive BOS. Yeah, look at this. I want you to see this. You see how the markets say like a low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Look at that. It broke that low, but it only swept it. It did not trade below that low. There's no volume closing below this low. It's a sweep. Why? Well, the next move is up and it actually closes above the high of this consolidation. All right, that is a bullish break of market structure. Can I get it right? Can I get it right? Bullish break of market structure. What I got? No, that's not gonna work. Okay. I wanted to, don't mind me, folks. BOS. All right, we got a bullish break of market structure up here. All right, so that little, you might say, oh, that's not enough. It's marginal. Yeah, it is marginal, but it did it and came back for the sweep. So it hit this high twice. Now we are in. That means that we are in. Sorry, what is that? We are in a pullback. All right, to correct this move. This is the pullback. And folks, when you measure pullbacks, you use the Fibonacci retracement tool at the very low. Come on, come on. Stop doing this in front of company. High from the low to the high. Move this out to the side. And we're looking at OTE levels. All right. We can move this. We can get rid of that now. All right. We are in OTE levels here. 618, 705, 786. What we want to see is the market pull back more than 50%. And that's when we want to start looking for um, uh, uh, our buy models. All right, you want to take buys from the lower half of the range, the lower half below 50%, which we call equilibrium. We want to take longs from discount. This is the discount. All right, this is the premium prices. We want to take shorts from there. All right, I don't want to take my short from up here. You understand? I want to take longs from below the 50%, which is right here, and we depth into it, almost touching the 618. These are optimal. These are optimal levels to take buys from. All right, 618, 705, 686. We just missed it, but you can see how price is dancing at this level. Why is it dancing at this level? Possibly because there is a bullish block here. There's a bullish block right here. If I can get it to draw, that'd be great. A bullish block right here. All right, right overlapping the OTE levels. So I am looking for a buy model to start to form. Yes, I am. All right. As far as weekly, what do you call it? The weekly time frame. What it is revealing to us, not only is this pullback in an area where we would love to see the market push higher, but we have the bullish break of market structure. So I am definitely looking for buys. I'm not looking for sells because we have a buy model of part of the buy model criteria, a bullish break of market structure, and this pullback. I'm looking. This is the area I want to look for the markets to continue high. And again, this is the support line of this ascending channel. Now, if we go to the daily, I want to show you something really quick. Help a little quick. All right, gosh darn, you see this candle here? This was last Monday. This is the opening candle for last Monday. It didn't really happen. This is a glitch on TVC's the TVC broker their charts. That's not cool. All right, if you go down to capital.com's that broker, you'll see that the Monday candle was quite ordinary. All right, that's the way it's supposed to be. All right, there is no penetration up into this area here, which is an area of fair value. There is a fair value gap up here. There is a volume imbalance here, right here. All right, which means like a price gap. All right, but these are all draws. These are all draws for a price to move up higher. Now on the daily, you can see how Friday closed. There was a very aggressive move down on Thursday, a very aggressive bearish candle into this buying area here. All right, and this again is at the support line of the ascending uh, channel. All right, and you can see how this this buy zone here held. Price tapped it once, tapped it again, came back and tapped it one more time, but this time did not take out the low, you would think there would be a weakness here. But the fact is that there's no volume entering this zone. There's no candle close down here. You understand? It's just wicking away. This is a rejection area. You understand? So I'm looking for the market to push higher. Now, could it push higher? Sorry, what is that about, man? Could it push higher here and just come on down? It certainly could. It could sweep this low and sweep this low on a move down. But again, we have this the support line. All right, we have that support line here. And the fact that it is dancing here has me expecting. I have a reasonable expectation that prices may continue to hold here at this buy zone and continue up higher. Are you with me so far? Now, some people are going to say this is a very bearish move. This could be a failed attempt to go higher with that aggressive move back. Well, that's definitely a reasonable argument. The problem is that there is a bullish break of market structure here, and I expect a pullback into the move that caused this break. I'm looking for this to turn around. That's it. That's all there is to it. All right. Now, what I want you to watch is this fair value gap that opened here on the daily, just on the daily. Come on, man. Why do you keep doing that? All right, just on the daily, there's a bearish fair value gap here. All right, I want to see how the market responds once it hits this bearish fair value gap. All right, can we see the market? Come on, man. Can we see the market push up into this and then it respect it? All right, I got to tell you something. When there is a larger area, a higher time frame. This is weekly. This is a weekly buy zone. All right. If the weekly time frame just overrides lower time frames like the daily, like the 4 hour. So I'm looking for the market to either give us that it is going to respect this fair value gap and continue lower to these lows, in which I'm not really keen on. If it closes with volume below this buying zone, that's when I'll start to think, okay, let me start looking for shorts in the other pairs. But if it breaks this high, if it breaks this fair value gap, if it runs through it, it's going to use it as a inverted fair value gap. In my opinion, it will use it as a inverted fair value gap, and it will, instead of it being resistance, it'll act as support and bring us into this area of imbalance to rebalance this market. You understand? I think that is the stronger play, and that's what I'll watch and wait patiently for. It may not happen on Monday, but Tuesday going into Wednesday, that's when it's going to happen. It's going to give us a decision here. We'll see two candles. Either we get a two candle reaction here, a TCR, a two candle reaction, one in and then one out. Or we're going to see the market give a strong close Monday or Tuesday above this bearish fair value gap and indicate that prices are going higher to these uh, relative equal uh, highs here, to this volume imbalance here, to this fair value gap here, which has already been tested one time. So that's where I'm at with the US dollar index. You understand? Now, is there something in here that can prevent the market from going higher? Well, I got the wrong color on this. I just noticed that. This should be a bearish fair value gap. All right. If we go to the 4 hour, I'm being as thorough as I can with this. If we go to the 4 hour, you can see this is the daily fair value gap. This is the what they call a wholesale price All right. If we can get a close above that wholesale price here, which is the mean threshold of this fair value gap. If we can get a close above this, that means we're coming up in here to rebalance this this market here. I mean this uh, impulsive move here. But this, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Let me point out. This looks like a CISD to me. You understand? All right. A change in the state of delivery. A bullish candle hits this buy hits a higher time frame buy zone, and we have a bullish close. Come on, man. Just work with me. Why won't you work with me? A bullish close above these three bearish candles. This is the bearish push before the stronger buy. We have a bullish close above these candle bodies, the volume here. All right, we didn't catch that high yet, but this next candle should. All right, and let me see something. This is actually Friday's last 4 hour candle, and we did get a little higher, but it closes a doji is kind of almost negligible. But these are relative equal highs going into a bearish fair value gap. I want to see how Monday's candles open up. Are we going to break this and use it as support for higher prices? I suspect that's what we're going to do. All right. So that would mean, folks, that would mean your Euro USD, your Pound USD, uh, Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar, all the other pairs. If you think you may, if there is some strength going to be shown with the U.S. dollar in the U.S. dollar index, if there's going to be some strength shown from Tuesday going into Wednesday, then you have to look at sell setups in the Euro USD, the Pound USD, the Aussie dollar USD. Aussie dollar is a different one because it's very strong. It's very strong right now. New Zealand dollar kind of on the same tip. So we'll take a look at it. I'm going to do some videos on it today. So make sure you check those out. We have to be careful. Let Tuesday and Wednesday tell us what the forex market, the FX market pairs, these major pairs are going to do. Let Tuesday going into Wednesday let us know. That way we know what the profile for the week is. All right. I will see you in the next video. Make sure you check me out. Check out those videos after I post this one. All right. I'll see you in the next video. May profits be upon you.